Hey, welcome back, teenagers, young people. Thank you so much for keep coming back again and again and again. You remember what we started off? We are talking about the 4 principles for purity. And last week we talked about looking back. Looking back again, not digging in, but looking back to glean some of that wisdom from both our failures and from our success. Okay, look back. The second very important principle is look around. You don't have to make all the mistakes. Some of your friends are making the mistakes. Yeah, learn from their mistakes. Do a thesis on some of their mistakes that they are making. Yeah, don't go and talk to them and say, can you answer all this questionnaire and we have to do a thesis on the mistake that you have made. No, don't do that. Don't do that and then say, George uncle told this. No. You know the background, you know sometimes the context, you know how they have made the mistakes, what they should have done, what they should do it, or what they should have been very careful about. You know what it is. So look around. First is look back. Two, look around. Look around. Sometimes your own friends, sometimes it's not your friends, the other people doing certain things, getting into some of those places. Today we live in a world where a lot of young people get into YouTube, right? A lot of learning, DIY, right? A lot of learnings on how things are happening and things like that. It's okay, there's nothing wrong getting into those YouTube videos. Sometimes, see some of those lives, see some of those videos, some of those documentaries, and you may not agree with some of those things in their own lives and all of that, but you learn to evaluate it. Learn to be smart, to evaluate their own lives, to evaluate how they did things. What are some of the things that they did right? What are some of the things that they should have done or they should have not done? Begin to evaluate that. So remember the 4 principles of purity. 1 is looking back, where you're gleaning principles, and 2 is looking around, sometimes even from your own immediate family. I would always say this to parents, I would always say this to dads and moms, and I would also say, sometimes don't keep telling we struggled so hard, we did this. I always tell them, sometimes it's okay for you to say that, but sometimes even share about your mistakes. Share about how you've learned from some of those mistakes. Share about some of those places where if you would have done it differently, you would have landed up in a different place. You may not have done that mistake. Very specifically, not in a very general way. That's what I've sometimes, told some of the parents, So sometimes go and ask your parents and just say, Papa, what are some of the mistakes that you have done? Mama, what are some of the mistakes that you have done? Grandparents, they'll be very much willing to share with you. Ask them, what are some of the mistakes that you have done? What are some of the success? What are some of the failures? Not all the time focusing on failures, focus on success also. And how did you do it? So learn principles from people around you. So remember the 4 principles. The first principle is looking back. The second principle is looking around. There are 2 more principles. Keep coming back and we will talk about it. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're an amazing person, and that's why you're here. I'm not flattering. I'm saying that genuinely. You could have watched so many other things, but you took time to watch this. Thank you for being there. Bless you.